Welcome back to the fucking channel. You know, we gotta pour this up before we dive deep. Okay. Why, as a young man, you should never try to save yourself rich. What do I mean by that? Guys, if you are a young man, I don't see any fucking reason as to why you would want to continuously just slave away and try to save your money for years and years and years and years until then you can eventually, you know, buy some kind of asset or whatever it is. But then what I'm getting at is, like, by that time you're fucking old, bro. You're already 30, 35, 40, 50, 60 years old. What the fuck does money do for you at that point, bro? Like, every single billionaire would give up all of their money to be young again. And you're over here wanting to save yourself rich? Stack your money until you're fucking 60 and then you can go buy something? Or, you know, then you're gonna buy some kind of investment that'll make you money? Bro, you're gonna be fucking old at that point. So if you're a dude that wants a normal life, this video is not for you. Okay? This video is for the young gentlemen that want to live the extreme lifestyle. And I mean, like, extreme. Like, have extreme money, extreme women, everything in between. Extreme freedom. Like, this is for the boys that want to live fucking fast and lavish. I'm talking driving Lambos at 20, 21, 22, having, like, being basically a multi-millionaire at a young age. That's who this video is for. Okay? So now that we understand that if you're anything else but that, this video probably isn't for you. Okay? If you're watching this and you're a little older, great. You can always adapt this mindset. Thank God you've stumbled upon this. But if you're a young dude watching, this is exactly for you. Okay? So, I'll give you a scenario. If you're a young dude right now, you're probably making anywhere from $3 to $5, $6, $7, $8, maybe even $10,000 a month. Okay, let's just go on the lower end, like 3 to 5, because that's the scenario I was in and the position I was in. I was getting paid, guys, 4.5 years ago, around $1,500 every 2 weeks. Okay? And listen, when I had no responsibilities, as you probably do, you're living with your parents. Maybe you have a car payment, maybe you don't. If you do, it's probably very little, right? Because you're not driving some kind of crazy whip. If you are, that's totally fine. But what I'm getting at here is you don't have a lot of responsibilities, so you can save a fuck ton of money. Okay? You don't have a family that you have to feed. You don't have a wife, right? Like, your responsibilities are very low. And so with me, that was exactly the case, where I saved like 90% of the money I made. In a month, I was making around $1,700 a check. And so in a full month, I was able to save around $3,000. Because I remember in 2-3 months, I saved like $6,000 and then $9,000, just because I was able to save so much money. But think about it, okay? What does saving money do for you? Right? Like, a lot of us are taught from our family members, okay? Because I'm assuming none of us have multi-millionaire parents here. But what are we taught? We're taught to save money so that you can buy a house. We're taught to save money so you can put a down payment on a car or buy a car. We're taught to save money so we can buy the things that we'd like, right? Or go on vacations. But what I never understood after a while of you know, personal development is, like, so essentially what you do is you save money in vacation. Let's take the vacation example, right? To go on vacation, now that money's gone, yes, you enjoyed yourself, But now you have to go back and do it again. So all that money, pretty much fuck all. Like, it's gone. Okay, and it's the same for a car. Like, if you have a dream car in mind, okay, say it's something not as crazy, like, okay, say it's a Lambo, fuck it. And you're making very, very low, like a very low amount of money, okay, you don't have a high income. If you saved, okay, let's just say a Lambo is 50K, all right, you save $50,000. We obviously know a Lambo is not 50,000, I'm just using that example. And then you bought the Lambo. Dude, all that money is gone, and now you have to go back and save it again at such a slow pace. Okay, now say it's a house, you have to do the same thing over and over, and it's like, dude, you know how much effort and how much time and how much hard fucking work goes into saving that money because you don't make enough money? And then you can go and buy something you want, but then at what point are you even enjoying it? Right? I always told people, like, I have a dream car, yes. But I don't give a fuck if I'm still working. I always told people, like, if I'm still having to work a 9 to 5, what the fuck does the car do for me at that point? Like, I literally just get to drive it to work and back home, and then on the weekends occasionally. And so this whole fucking thought of saving money, I just threw it out the garbage, and that's what you need to do. I want you to think of, every time somebody tells you you need to save your money, fuck them. Throw that in the garbage, okay? And so that's what I did. Now, if you know you're not going to save any money, where does the pendulum swing? It swings to now you have to focus on making enough money. Okay? Making enough money by default will swing you to saving, because you make so much that saving is no longer one of those things where it's so highly looked upon, and you know, there's no significance really attached to that money because you make so much money, right? Money comes to you because you've developed skills. You've developed high income skills and stacked skills, and now all of a sudden, by default of you making so much, you have money that's saved, okay? The only time, guys, the only time, and this is what I did, you want to save money is literally when you're trying to buy yourself time, okay? 4 years ago, like I said, when I was saving around $3,000 a month, I ended up quitting my job after those 3-4 months of saving, and I think it was about 7,000 when I officially quit. Like, after I spent some of it, right, and left at $7,000 in my savings. Dude, that $7,000 lasted me a whole fucking year. Okay? So that $7,000 that I saved in this scarcity mindset, right, basically bought me a year of trying to figure shit out on my own. And that's literally the only reason I want you guys to think about saving money. It's like saving money is literally just buying you time to go on and try things. And that's why I say mainly this video is for young dudes, because when you're young, dude, you can quit any fucking job and go get another one, right? I wasn't making like $10,000 a month at some kind of job where I left and then I had to go find another job where I was making $10,000. No, bro, I was making like, you know, fucking $3,500 a month, and so me leaving a job was no big deal, but I had that money saved to now have it on the back burner, basically, as like gas. It gives me time to focus on all these other things, and that's what you want to do, okay? Now, I would honestly recommend to you to do both, right? Make sure you have a job, and you're still trying to focus on making more money. on your own. Like, that's always the goal, on your own. Fuck trying to make more money and level up at a company. Personally, I don't see that, but if that's the route you want to take, you can. But try to do both. Okay? But now that we understand, I want you to think about how much attention and how much time and all this shit is going into you trying to pinch pennies and not buy coffee and not buy those shoes and you know, not buy the car and trying to save all this money to buy these things you want, and flip it to, okay, what do I have to do to be able to make more money so that by default I can go fucking buy that stuff? That's literally how my brain started to work. It's like, okay, if I understand that I'm not going to save money to buy the things I want, then I need to make more money so that I can buy the things that I want, because I'll have enough. And that's literally just the switch you have to make. It's literally just the switch of focusing your attention now from saving to making, to income. And how do you do that? You do that by getting into basically entrepreneurship, on making money online, bro, or building a business. Why does everybody call me when I fucking start to record? Anyway. And by doing that, right, because when you start a business and you start to work for yourself, there's no cap on how much you can make. And that's why I stress getting into working for yourself. In my case, building a personal brand. There's no upfront cost, right? I really highly suggest you get into businesses or fields that have very low risk barriers and barriers to entry and very high reward. Right? And that's literally why I teach people at this point how to start and build a personal brand, how to make your first $10,000 online. Because you, most likely, if you live in the United States or wherever you live, you already have a phone. Time to use it. So there's literally no money. All you got to do is start recording yourself and start posting online. But what I'm getting at here is I want you to rebuild all of your belief systems. Okay? Think about the people that taught you on like the whole subject of saving money. If it was your teachers, if it was, you know, your educators, your parents, your family, your grandparents, like really think about who taught you that, and think about if your goals are aligned in the same way, as far as like, okay, do you want to be driving a fucking Corvette when you're 65? Or do you want to be in a Lamb in the next 2, 3, 4 years of your life? And that's how I looked at it, right? And so I started taking advice from dudes online that were in the position that I wanted to be in, right? Most of the people that are my age that were trying to give me advice or this or that, bro, they were never jacked at a young age. They never had discipline at a young age. They were usually enjoying their life, and then eventually, you know, by like a side product of them just going to work and saving, stacking money slowly, they're able to level up. And yes, they're old and they have money, but who the fuck wants money when you're old? What the fuck does that do for you, bro? Like, that's one of the scariest things to me. I'm either gonna be very fucking, like, it's a black and white for me. Okay? If you got me fucked up if you think I'm going to be old and poor. Like, I would rather just go to Europe, live in a Slavic or Balkan country where my family's from, and enjoy life not having to think about money as a whole, and just basically living on a fucking, you know, farm, enjoying nature with my wife and kids. Like, it's black or white for me. Either I get rich as fuck, multi-millionaire level rich at a young age, or I'm fucked. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the dedication and the plan A. There's no fucking plan B. You get what I'm saying? You just have to start analyzing the thought process behind your belief systems, because you've been programmed things from people that don't have the same ambitions as you, right? I know that the subject of this video is why you will never save yourself rich as a young man, and why you shouldn't try to do that. But the framework behind that is like, okay, why did you think that way in the first place, right? It's because of the belief systems you have, and who gave you everything you believe people that you grew up with, right? Your family, maybe you have older brothers and sisters, or just the people you're around, your friends, if you didn't have parents, whoever raised you. Like, this is very deep on so many levels, because when you get into entrepreneurship and making money and developing personal development and all that, and becoming the kind of person that can ultimately swing the pendulum and make a very substantial amount of money on their own or from themselves or whatever it is, develop the skills to work at somewhere, you have to recreate yourself almost, bro. Like, you have to literally fucking destroy everything you thought you knew and recreate them. And how do you do that? By watching this kind of content, by reading the books I have in my room behind this wall, by consistently trying to learn and consistently learning skills and then consistently stacking on those skills. And that's honestly why I hate, like, I'm trying my hardest to really topic out these YouTube videos, because they're all connected on so many levels. What I'm trying to develop right now is really sticking to one part of the entire journey for each video, because I know that that'll be able to be more of a longer lasting thing, and instead of me consistently going and abroad about all of this. But hopefully you gained something from this video as far as switching your perspective on saving money. Because guys, I've talked to a lot of dudes that are my age in the past 4 years, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I'm 22, by the way. Okay, and a lot of them, like, I've told dudes, yeah, I don't save any money, and they look at me like I'm crazy. And it's like, yeah, bro, because I focus on making money. I probably made more money this month than you have in the past 3-4 fucking months. Okay? And it's just that perspective switch. It's obviously as well, like, what do you want out of life and all of that stuff, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video. But believe me, saving money is so fucking hard when you don't have a lot of money coming in, and trying to penny pinch, right? Like, let me not buy a coffee in the morning anymore, $4 a fucking day. Let me budget back on certain, like, that's the shittiest fucking quality of life, bro. Like, you're here to live fast and luxurious and have the cars, have the money. You have to develop the skills in order to do that, because in developing the skills, you will gain the money. Skills, implementation of skills lead to money. Okay? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully that made sense. I will eventually come back on this topic and probably do a little bit of a deeper dive, but at least maybe that gives you some framework to start shifting your perspective and having that pendulum shift. But with that being said, I love you boys, and I will see you guys in the next video.